Hey guys, it's Keegan with Seared and Smoked, and today we're working with pork belly. But before we get started, I'm going to add a little new segment to every video I make, sharing one personal fact, embarrassing item, something of that sort. So, whether you like barbecue or you just like weird facts about strangers, this video is going to be for you. So, my first one is my wife makes fun of me for sleeping with too many pillows at night. I got to have like 4 pillows or like everywhere. And I don't know why, it just makes me sleep better. So that's my embarrassing fact, fun fact of this video. Let's move on to the pork belly, the real stuff. Okay, so back to the pork belly. Today we're gonna be making pork belly poppers and they're gonna be amazing. We're gonna start out with just a nice slab of pork belly, smoke it for about 5 hours, and then we're gonna dice it up, put it together on some skewers with some fresh pineapple and some fresh jalapeno, and then glaze it with some barbecue sauce at the end. And this is gonna be like a really good snack for 4th of July weekend or whenever you happen to get together with some friends and family. Today it's like a little before 4th of July. By the time I publish this, it's probably gonna be like middle of July. So, you can use it for your next long weekend or whenever you have family over or friends, or you just wanna eat a lot of pork belly poppers yourself. That's okay too. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. We'll show you everything you need to know. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, so basically the very first step is just to do a nice little crosshatch pattern in our pork belly slab. And this is just gonna help the fat render out a little bit. So you just wanna score it nice and deep. Sometimes it takes a few cuts on it. Don't wanna slice all the way through it, but you definitely kinda wanna get it kinda deep so you can see, you can kind of pull it apart a little bit there. That's about right. It's not really a wrong way to do this. It's pork belly. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be delicious no matter what. So we just cross hatch it there the other way. And that's all we got to do. Ooh, looks like I kind of made a deep slice there, but that's all right. That's okay. That's gonna be just fine. The other side is kind of the meat side, so nothing to do there. Now, all we have to do is put the rub on it. Okay, so we got a nice rub here. It's basically a mixture of a bunch of ingredients, too many to go through. If you go to searedandsmoked.com and sign up for the newsletter up top, you receive a free ebook with 9 barbecue rubs. And this one is basically one I use for a lot of pork and chicken. I call it my good loving rub because it's basically good on anything, but I really like it on pork and chicken. It's got some different herbs in it. It's got a little bit of sugar, some chili powder, some cumin, garlic powder, onion powder, some of the usual suspects, but really good rub. I will put a link down below to my website, searedandsmoked.com. If you're interested in checking out that. The guide with 9 rubs has quite a few really good ones on it that I just use all the time. But this one is really good for basically any chicken and pork. And I'll put the recipe for this rub itself down below in the show notes too, to make it easy on you. But if you generally like to experiment with different rubs, check out the website because there's quite a few different rubs for different types of meat on there. Yeah, we're good to go. So now we're gonna put on the smoker for about 5 hours at 250 degrees, and we'll go from there. So let's put this sucker on the big green egg. All right, so we're gonna throw this pork belly on at 250. We're going to use a large big green egg today. And we're just gonna throw on, we got our charcoal down in there, we're just gonna throw on 1 chunk of cherry wood to start it out. And then we'll add another chunk about 1 an hour for this. So we'll just throw that gorgeous looking piece of pork on there. Close this baby up, and that's all we need to do. Using a rack from the ceramic grill store that's a add-on accessory for the big green egg that I use for most everything. And then we're using the Flame Boss to control temperature. So we'll go ahead and add the meat probe so we can monitor the temperature. And I think we're going for, I'll probably try to take it off when it hits about like 175. So we don't want it so it's like falling apart yet. We want it so it's cooked and nice and tender, but then we're going to cut it up and throw it back on. So we generally just want to take it most of the way there, and then we'll cut it up and cook it the rest of the way there on the skewers with the pineapple and the jalapeno. And I'll go ahead and give you a little overview of the Flame Boss. It's basically a temperature controller, little device I mount over here. Kind of hard to see with the sun, but it has some really nice control features on it. You can control the temperature of the big green egg. It's wireless, so you can see it, the temperature on your phone, and you basically just set the temperature wherever you want it, and it'll pretty much take it there. Obviously it's harder to go down than up, so always start low and then go high if you need to. But it's a great little unit. Costs around, I think it's right around $300 still for the 200 Wi-Fi, and then there is a new one out that's probably maybe a little more expensive that allows you to, I think, control a couple different pits. So I'll put some links down below in the show notes for this, but I love this unit. Barbecue Guru is another one that you can use, but it's a really fun product to use and really easy to use. You're up and running in like 5 minutes with this thing, so highly recommend it if you do long smoke sessions. So, all right, well, we'll check back after the pork belly is done in about, I'd say, 4 or 5 hours. All right, so the pork belly's been on there 4.5 hours. It's approaching 180 degrees, so looking about right. Things are going pretty smooth. We're gonna pull it off the big green egg now, go inside, let it rest for about 30 minutes or so while we're cutting up our pineapple and jalapeno, and then we're gonna assemble these pork belly poppers, which should be amazing. So let's go ahead and pull this off, show you what the pork belly looks like right now, and then we'll get things assembled, put it back on the smoker for about an hour or so, and then we'll be able to enjoy these pork belly poppers. All right, so let's take a look at this pork belly. It's shrunk up quite a bit, which we expect. It's developing a pretty nice bark on it, so it looks pretty flavorful. So there she is. All right, a little crosshatch pattern. You can still kind of see that a little bit. But generally, yeah, has a good bark going on it. So let's go inside. We'll let this rest while we prepare other items, and then we'll assemble our pork belly poppers. Okay, so I just want to get a few quick shots of this pork belly before we assemble it. Pretty nice color there. You can see there's definitely still fat in there, but a lot of it's rendered out. And just a nice, pretty piece of pork belly. And then we have our jalapenos cut up, got our fresh pineapple cut up. Try to make them kind of even size-wise, so I think we'll be, try to balance out the flavors that way. So now we just need to cube up the pork belly, and we'll assemble these little skewers and show you what those look like. Beautiful. All right, guys, so here are our little pork belly poppers, all assembled and ready to go back on the smoker. We're not going to put barbecue sauce on them yet, but we will as we take them off the grill or just finish them up. Probably just as we finish them up on the smoker. So back on the big green egg, I'm going to crank the temp to 300 to finish these guys off, and I expect it to maybe be, about an hour. So I'll let you know what the final time ends up being. All right, guys, so we finally finished smoking our pork belly poppers, and they look amazing. Basically what I did was put them back on the smoker assembled, and let them smoke for about 45 minutes, flipping them once, and then glazed them with barbecue sauce a few times on each side for about 10 minutes between rotations. So it took about an hour and 20 minutes, and it came together quite nicely. So I'll try to pick one of these up, kind of show the camera a little bit better. It's a little bright out here right now, so it's kind of hard to see things a little bit with the sun, but you can see everything shrunk up a little bit. So it's kind of a big bite, but not too big, and I think it's going to work out just fine. So look forward to trying these. We're going to try these right now, Let's see what we think. Okay, so now the most important part, how does it taste? Let's give it a shot. Pretty good looking morsel there. That's a good bite. You'd be happy to serve that to anybody. I'd give it a shot. For the barbecue sauce this time, I used Lily Q, which is, I think they're out of Chicago, but I find them at Whole Foods and you can buy it on Amazon too. They're not paying me for this. It's just one that I like. It's I like the hot and smoky. It's got just a little heat to it. It's not too thick. It's great for things like this where you just want to have a nice little even coating and everything. So I would give that a shot. And thanks for tuning in. Try to get some new videos up here in the next few weeks or so. So please subscribe if you like what you see. Leave a comment of what you think if you try this, or just anything in general you want to give me some feedback on. And we look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.